And Best Best is taking over Atlanta, and I am honored to be joined by one of the incredible panelists, Valerie Obaze, the founder and CEO of R&R Skincare, coming to us all the way from London. Thank you. It is so great for you, so great to be here with you. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you for having me. It's an honor and a pleasure to be here today.
Amazing. And I also kind of buried the lead a little bit. Your dad's kind of a big deal.
Oh, yeah. He's kind of well known.
Former president of Ghana. just so that you all know that. Valerie, can you talk to me a little bit about your role in investing? You're obviously a business owner. Mm-hmm. It is not an easy thing to do.
Yeah.
But tell us a little bit about your journey and why you're here and what you want to speak on this weekend.
Sure. Well, thank you for having me again. It is a pleasure to be here. My role as a business owner in investing is, for me, changing the landscape of the African continent and how people see the continent, how they view what comes out of the continent. So I started a beauty brand about 15 years ago, creating skincare products that were made from natural African ingredients, such as shea butter, which people are very familiar with. I didn't reinvent the wheel, but what I did was take one of our staple ingredients and turn it into an everyday, enjoyable beauty product. So I just had a baby and I wanted something 100% natural to use on her skin. I had recently moved from London to Lagos. I'm Ghanaian, so Accra is my home city, Accra, Ghana, but my husband is Nigerian, so he'd moved to Lagos, Nigeria, and I was living there. And I just felt that our African economy relied so heavily on imported products that use raw materials from the African continent. So why was there no actual brands that were built and based on the continent using our own raw materials? And I searched high and low, couldn't find anything. So I thought, okay, I think there's an opportunity there to create something. And my background is in PR and marketing and branding. And I just took that opportunity and thought, let me create something for myself and my family. If other people like it, we do this. And 15 years later, we're still here and we're sharing what we've created on a global scale now.
Absolutely. And you hit on something that I want to kind of rewind back to, because I think that's very powerful. You said you couldn't find any product that was made in Africa with African products that was a direct brand from Africa, but you found people that had come to Africa, taken the raw materials, shipped it off, did everything, and then shipped it back to you. I mean, that's very interesting.
It is.
Why do you think that that is where the economy is right now and businesses, and what needs to be done to have more brands like yours that are coming from the country and being sold to the country, or from the continent? Rather.
It's a typical story of Africa. Post-colonization, you know, it took others to kind of find the beauty of what we have in terms of what comes out of our soil in Africa and create amazing and beautiful products with it abroad and then sell it back to us. What we were lacking is value addition, so adding the value. We're very well aware of what we have, but adding value to it and making it appealing across the board is not what we were used to doing. So we're very much told, even those of us that were in the diaspora and the people on the continent, that what comes out of Africa is not good. It requires value addition outside of Africa to make it worthwhile. And that cuts across leather, it cuts across food, it cuts across shea, it cuts across so many different raw materials that are indigenous to our soil. And it's fine, you know, we've lived that life. We rely heavily on imports and not so much export. But for me, as a returnee, I just didn't get that. And I had experience working with brands abroad. And I just felt that it was high time for us to create our own, and not our own just to keep to ourselves, our own to share with the rest of the world and have it come from an authentic place. And authenticity is who we are. Integrity is what we're about. And we're not bashing anybody. We appreciate the efforts that people have put in and the investments they've made in the African economy. But now the Africans also need to be very much responsible and part of that. And that's kind of our ethos. And it didn't start like that. It came from a need. And I just thought, why does this need exist? Yeah. And there you go, we built it. And it's not been easy. And it's been a real challenge, kind of teaching people and educating people that what comes out of Africa can be good and can be luxurious and can be authentic. And we're getting there. And I think that we've made great strides over the years. And I think the more that we talk about it, the more opportunities we get to share our story, people will start believing and investing in what we do. And therefore we can invest back into the African economy.
Absolutely, man. I could talk to you for hours on this topic.
Yeah.
But I know we have to talk about another keyword you just mentioned there, Invest,
Yes.
because you're going to be speaking at Invest Fest
Yes.
Saturday. The title of your panel, Brick by Brick, the Blueprint of Empire Building. Come on now.
It's
Building
heavy.
an empire.
It's a
'Cause
heavy
that's what
one,
we all want to do.
Yeah.
I mean, they're going to be joined by an empire builder herself, Fawn Weaver, Tabitha Brown, who has also built an empire yourself, and then Miss Selena Hill, my girl, a host who has built really a media empire for herself. So what does it mean to you to be joined by all of these women, to be able to speak to those who are eager to learn because they see your story and they say, I want to do that too.
Yeah, and it's quite a humbling experience to be on the stage with these amazing, accomplished women that I've read about, that I've listened to on podcasts or on interviews, and just having the opportunity to bring the African perspective. So, you know, we are sharing our story globally. They're also doing the same in the reverse. So I think that we're going to share lots of shared experiences. Even though we're continents apart, I think that we've probably experienced many of the same things. Like with Fawn, she owns her entire distillery. For us, we own our entire supply chain in Ghana. When we started the company, there was no one to contract manufacture for us in Nigeria or Ghana. We had to build it ourselves brick by brick. So I think that's why I've been asked to come on and talk about empire building. Far from creating an empire yet, we're building it and hope that it withstands generations, and that's the goal. And I'm really, you know, grateful to the people at InvestFest for inviting me to be on this power-packed panel.
And I mean, it's so relatable because so many people, there's very few people in this world that have the $1 million loan or the connections from the parents or uncles or whatever. Most people are building it by themselves, gathering a couple of friends, somebody that they met in college, or maybe a parent or somebody that has an idea. For those, and I know you can't give everything away, but for those who are just really interested in this, are there a couple of sneak peek tips that you can give to anyone who is interested in starting?
For me, it's just about starting. Start small, start with what you have, and just do it. If you overthink it, you'll never get it done. There's no such thing as a new idea. So many people are thinking about the same thing at the same time. So if you're thinking of doing something, and you don't even necessarily have to have the means, maybe you're going to leverage your network, you're going to leverage the people you know, you're going to start small and do your research. That's my advice. You mentioned my dad. Yes, he's a very powerful figure, but this company started way before, you know, he was in that position of power, and he's a fan of the brand, and I'm very grateful to him for that. But we started this company with zero and built it from bottle by bottle, you know, kilo by kilo of shea butter, shea oil, and you know, now we're servicing thousands of people every month, you know, providing beauty products for them, and it's a dream come true. So if you want to build something, go ahead and build it, because someone else will do it for you.
I love it. I love it. Get a good team too. Around you, because I'm sure you have to have a good team.
You do, but initially you're the entire team.
You are the team.
You are the marketer, you are the accountant, you are the procurement officer, you're everything. And as long as you're willing to do all of those roles at the beginning, the right people will find you as well.
I love it, because people are attracted to that excellence.
Absolutely.
If you put it out there.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for giving us a little insight. We are so excited that you are here. We are excited for your panel. You can find more information about InvestFest at 11alive.com. And where can we find more information about your brand?
You can find us online. We are randrskincare.co. So RANDR skincare.co. You can shop online. We ship out of Atlanta. So if you're in the US and you want our products, you can order online and have it tomorrow. So, you know, that's a really exciting development for us. So come check us out.
Congratulations on that. And y'all see the skin.
Babe.
The skin is popping, so it speaks for itself. Thank you so much for coming on, Val. We really appreciate you.
Thank you so much for having me.